When it comes to online business, two things, when I finally figured them out, that's when I was able to make consistent sales. So a lot of times with Instagram, people think it's all about how many followers you have, how pretty your profile is, if you have a logo or a website. And I'm like, y'all, none of these things matter. There are people with millions of followers who cannot make sales. There are people with these huge email lists that they really can't do anything with them. And it's for these two reasons. So, reason number one, you need to focus on one thing. So focus. That is where you are going to see the most results. So there are some people on Instagram, and I know these people because they come to me and ask me what's wrong with their account. And I go to their page and I'm like, well, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Can you tell me in one sentence what it is that you do? And they give me like a whole paragraph of like their whole resume. And I'm like, no. That is not how you make sales anywhere. You can't tell people that you are a buffet. You got to tell people the thing that you actually do and be able to explain it well. And it needs to be kind of specific. So not too specific to the point that you're like just ruling yourself out of a market, but specific enough that you are serving one audience. So that's where it all comes in. It comes back to how you actually make sales. Because if you can speak to one audience, if you can speak to one very specific kind of person and solve a problem for them, you can run through a whole market. So you need to be able to focus on one thing and do one thing well. It doesn't matter if you have other skills. You don't need to sell all of your skills. Something going on with my eye. But so like, for instance, I like cooking. I'm pretty good at cooking. I don't show you guys that I cook on Instagram. I could, but why? That doesn't matter to you. You come to me for help with your Instagram accounts and how to make money online, how to tell your story, build your brand, get more visibility, build your audience, yada, yada, yada. That's what you come to me for. You don't care that I made chicken piccata last night. I didn't. And it sounds bomb, but that's not what you come to me for. I also know how to braid hair. Whenever you guys see my hair braided, I braided it myself. People ask me to braid their hair. I'm like, nah, I don't do that. I only braid my own hair. So there are things that, of course, you do a lot of things well. I know a lot of you guys are very talented, but you do not need to put all of those things on sale. At least not under one Instagram account. If you want to have 5 different ones, go ahead, have 5 different ones. That's going to be a lot for you to keep up with. But just know you are going to confuse people, and people will not know what you are about if you are talking about 12 different things. So I can say, for instance, with my business, people come in my DMs and ask me questions specifically about Instagram related things because they know that's what I teach. They know that that's what I talk about. I talk about specifically women in business and using Instagram to promote their businesses and do all their marketing, their content, all that stuff. They know if there's an Instagram question or if they see something that they like, they can come over to me and be like, hey, this is really cool. Do you know how I can do this? How I can put this into my business? Do you think this is a good idea? Is this something that I need to work on? People know to come to me for that. They're not coming to me for cars. I don't know. I really like cars also, but they're not coming to me for that. So be very specific. Focus on one thing. Like, everyone knows Starbucks. Starbucks blew up because they created coffee. Well, they didn't create coffee, but they got really good at providing coffee, which is going to bring me into my second point. So they focused on one thing. They focused on coffee. They eventually branched out. They got tea. They got food. No one really goes to Starbucks for the food. The food is cool, but you usually go because you want some coffee. But also Starbucks blew up because they created an experience for people. So this is something that I learned when I don't know if y'all know this. I used to work at Disneyland. So my first business that I made was me telling people how to get around Disneyland very efficiently and quickly because people go there, they don't know what they're doing. So I would create like custom itineraries for people, kind of like how I create custom content calendars for people now, but that's a whole different thing. So I started that business because I used to work at Disneyland and I had an annual pass for like 10 years. So I knew that place like the back of my hand. At Disneyland, if you know someone who has ever worked there, usually people that have worked there really, really like that they worked at Disneyland, because it's kind of like they create like a whole little cult of their people. So at Disneyland, you're not called an employee, you're called a cast member. And even for cast members, there is a whole experience that's created for us, because we need to be able to create the magical experience for all of our guests that come into the park. So creating experiences is my second point. You need to create a memorable and remarkable experience for anyone who comes into contact with you, whether they buy from you or not. So if someone comes in my DMs and asks me a question, I'm going to go above and beyond to answer that question. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it for them. I'll try to find some resource for them, because I want them to always view me as the plug of the person who knows Instagram and knows how to deliver whatever it is that they need. So creating that experience and letting people know that you are the go-to person for this. So as soon as they think about something, I'm looking at my friend Bianca's candles. I have all of her candles in my office. So I know Bianca is the go-to person for candles because she creates an experience using her Instagram page. She is one of my clients, so she knows how to do this. And if you go to her Instagram page, it's Scent Germaine, you will see that her content is spot on. She is creating an experience with her content. So even if you don't have, sorry, I'll get to your question in a minute. Even if you don't have, like, you can't smell the candle over Instagram, you can feel something about that candle. Feelings last way longer than whatever you think you saw on Instagram. So you could have the prettiest feed, all these followers. If you are making feelings for people and making those human to human connections and like actually delivering on the content that you put out, you are going to create a much stronger brand for yourself, and you will be able to make sales a lot easier. Like, it won't be like pulling teeth. It won't feel hard. And I'm going to talk about this. I think I'm going to go live tomorrow and talk about the 5 points of selling, because especially with working with women in business, selling can feel very masculine. It can feel very pushy. It can feel very like icky, and I want to show you guys how it is not. When you are selling something that is dope and you stand behind it, it's honestly like you are doing people a favor by selling it to them. It's kind of like, yes, girl, you need this. Like, here it is. I made it for you. Please buy it, because I want to get you there, but come on, we got to meet each other in the middle somewhere. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, but I did just want to hop on real quick, tell you guys, just try to focus more. A lot of times you're making things harder for yourself by having too many offers, too many products, just way too many things. I learned that the hard way, because I used to have, if you went to the link in my bio, it would be like 10 different things you could download. I had done for you services, I had one-on-ones, I had my course, I had a lot of stuff going on. Right now I'm focused on my course, and that is it. I did content calendars last week because I was in a good mood, but that is done. So just know, focus on one thing and provide a remarkable experience for people. Make connections, talk to people like human beings, and really build relationships with people, because that is going to be what matters. Well, for instance, I was just talking to one of my friends. She's in my mastermind group, and she was sending out DMs. She's trying to sell out her course. We're both like on the same launch schedule pretty much. She talked to someone that she like kept in contact with on Instagram, like back and forth. She said like over the past like 3 years. And I know I have people on Instagram like that who send me DMs. We talk to each other. We check on each other. We have good relationships. Like, we know we're both people. That person ended up being a $2,000 client for her just because they had this relationship. She went to her and said, hey, I've been working on this course. I know you've been following me for a minute. This is the offer. Let me know if you're interested in it. Got on the phone. Boom, boom, boom. $2,000 in her account. Bam. Because of great experiences, because of great person-to-person relationships. And this is going to be my last point. Going with the experience, you will be able to sell a lot easier by providing a great experience, and you can know what experience to provide by shutting up and listening to your people. They will tell you exactly what you need to be doing. So, real life example. yesterday I was talking to my business coach, and I was like, my course is coming out. I feel like I need to hone in on my messaging. She was like, ask your people, ask the people who have been through your course before. Literally went and asked only 2 people, got all the information that I needed. Like, I see my course as a marketing course. They see it as a pivotal change in how they are able to show up for their business and their audience, how they are more confident in speaking to their audience. Like, they like taking anxiety away from posting because they have a schedule, they have a plan, they have a blueprint. That's what I provide for them, but I see it as I'm teaching marketing. They see it as a 180 change in the way that they approach Instagram and using it for their business, which is dope. But that's not something that I would be able to say for myself, because I see the back end of it. They see the result of it. So listen to your people. They will tell you what experience they want, the experience that they're getting from your products, and everything will be full circle. You're focusing on providing a good product, and you're providing an excellent experience along with that. All right, so I'm going to shut up for today. I'm going to go listen to some more people so I can finish my course outline. And also, everyone who has applied for my course, if you haven't applied yet, the link is in my bio. Everyone who has applied already, just know I am going ham with this round of my course. So the structure is different from before, but it really will be impactful. It will be powerful. It will really change your business. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't applied yet, link is in the bio. Other than that, I'll be back tomorrow to talk about the 5 points of selling, just to make it easier for you guys. So keep those 2 things in mind: focus, experience, listen, and that's it. All right, you guys have a happy Tuesday, and I'm getting back to work.